Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Death Ray here. If you're tuning in now, it is just past midnight on the East Coast. So it's technically August 5th, which is my dad's birthday. So happy East Coast birthday, Dad. 9 p.m. out here in the Phoenix area if you're out on the West Coast of the United States, and various other times all over. Welcome, folks, to yet another late night random stream. I know I missed last night. I know, guys. Had a pool day. Some friends and family came over. It's very hot. And after everyone left, I'm not going to lie, I put on the movie channel. They were playing Scream 2, and Scream 3 back to back to back. And little Duncan the cat, who's on the bed here giving himself a bath, snuggled me up, and I fell asleep by like 9:30. So I guess I needed it because I crashed out pretty early there last night, and then woke up at random. It was a wild evening, let me just say that. But I'm back tonight. We are going to cover just a few little news bit items. But what I'd like to do tonight, guys, I've been having so much fun with you all sort of pushing the conversation and the discussion. I know, lazy, right? You know what I mean? I'd like to talk to you guys about like what your spooky season favorites are, whether it's, you know, a movie or a show you like to revisit or go back to, or if there's like, if you're like a hot cocoa or apple cider kind of person, or what, like just whatever your spooky season favorites are. I'm very curious to know what you guys have to say about that. And then also another thing I'm really curious to pick your guys' brain on. I've got some ideas that I'm thinking of, but I'm curious to know what you guys want to see from the channel as we move into the spooky season. Now, of course, we're going to keep Late Night with the Davey going with guests. Maybe every now and then I'll still do a Late Night with the Davey that really is just me hanging out, or we can do like a watch party. We might work in more of those with spooky season so we can watch some spooky movies together. But I'm curious to see, like, as far as pre-recorded content, what you guys would like to see here from the channel. Like, if there are any franchise rankings that you want to see, or maybe you're like a top 5 slasher movies from the 1980s, or if it's like, you know, 8 reasons why this movie is the best movie in the franchise, or whatever you got for me. Feel free to throw it out in the chat. If you're watching after the fact, drop on into the comments and let me know. And that's a really good time to remind you guys to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because guys, we are just, let me see here, 9 subscribers away from crossing 1,600. How cool is that? So maybe you've got a buddy out there or a couple friends that you see in other horror YouTube chats, and if you share the stream right now, maybe they come on over, maybe they check it out, maybe they dig what they see, and then they become a community member over here and a member of our amazing death squad that we've got. So yeah, you guys have been amazing about doing that as it is, and I really do appreciate it. So that's my sort of opening pitch for getting the stream going here. And of course, I'll say what's up to you guys. I do want to let you know I've got a super chat goal set here. Where I'm planning on going about 2 hours. If you guys want, I could go a full extra hour, or if there's something else you want for that super chat goal, I don't know, let me know. I'm trying to get more in the habit of putting these goals up there. Whether or not they're met is not required, right? We're just kicking it and discussing stuff anyways. So yeah, as far as all that stuff goes, super chats are always super appreciated, of course. But certainly not a requirement to kick it with the Death Squad. I want you guys to feel welcome no matter what, no matter if we never reach 2,000 subscribers, or if I'm fortunate enough that we get thousands and thousands and thousands. It would never be a requirement, but it always is certainly appreciated. So let me see here. I'm going to jump in and say what's up to everyone hanging out, and then we will get rolling with some other items here. Let's see here. We got Chester Franklin Jr. What's happening, Chester? So great to see ya. Dave Vanderhoff is kicking it with us. How are you doing, Dave? Always a pleasure, my friend. Lamontre Gillard with a little yo-yo. Yo-yo right back at you, Lamontre. We got Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. How you doing, Antonis? So good to see you yet again. Jay Beach is in the house saying, Chester, we met 3 times tonight in 3 different streams. That's so cool. Hello again, sir. Yes, Chester is somebody that I was just talking about this a few minutes ago. I've been interacting with Chester in chats for years, I think. Dave McRae's channel, Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast over there as well. So imagine my excitement when Chester finally became a regular over here. I was very, very pumped. So always a pleasure to have you guys that I'm buddies with in the chat come on over and give the channel a shot as well. We got Adrian James in the house. How you doing, Adrian? So good to see you. We got our mod, Erica. What's happening, Erica? Always a pleasure, Miss Erica. You are up late. I thought it was just the weekend that we got you late, but look at this. How about it? Thank you so much, Chester. Yeah, guys, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. It sure does help the stream for sure. Yes. We got Ashton Luck in the house. How you doing, Ashton? So good to see you. Some of you folks I saw earlier on the Hit the Bricks stream, that was a lot of fun kicking it with Nick and Lee over there. And I'm wearing the same shirt. Yeah, that's right. I didn't shower in between because I don't sweat that much when I do Hit the Bricks. Not anymore. I used to. It was very nerve-wracking at the beginning, being on a show with such heavy hitters, of course. Let's see here. Who else do we got? We got Gory Tiger in the house. How you doing, Gory Tiger? So good to see ya. Dean Renner has arrived, folks. Dean, the man over at Enter the Cinevault. Renner. Hope you're doing well, Dean. So good to see ya. And we've got Billy Judd in the house. What's happening, Billy? Always a pleasure, my friend. Hope you're doing well. We got Aaron Click in the house. What's happening, Aaron? Happy birthday to Daddy Death Ray. That's right. That is right. Yeah, did everyone hit the like button? Come on, y'all. I received a cameo from Richard Brake. That's pretty awesome. Hell yeah. Who got you that? Was it for a birthday or something, or just for fun? Aaron Click jumps in and says, my spooky season traditions / rituals are to try and watch a lot of horror movies, not necessarily as many as I can. That burns me out really quick. I thought you said bums me out. Bums me out a little bit too. You have to mix it up. You do have to mix it up, right? So number 1 on the list, and we'll follow up later. Number 1 on the list is watch as many horror movies as possible without getting burned out. That makes sense. We got Dynamite Tiger in the chat saying, late on the East Coast here, winding down. Just popping in to say hi. Well, thank you so much. Hope you have a great night's sleep. And yeah, if you're feeling the topic of discussion here, feel free to jump on back in and give the replay a watch. An extra hour would be cool. It certainly would. It certainly would. What movies do I have in mind for watch parties? You know, I really haven't thought about it too much, which is why I wanted to jump in here and have a chat with you guys. Maybe see what kind of movies you all would be into watching this spooky season. I've mentioned a few before, like, you know, Pumpkinhead is one of those movies I always try to watch during the spooky season, so that could be really fun. You know, really any of the Halloween movies. And it might be fun to watch some of those before we get too close to the holiday, because maybe you want to, you know, maybe we watch Halloween at the end of September, and then that way, if you guys want to pop it on Halloween night, you've at least got some time in between viewings. I mean, I know we're all big fans, but I like for things to breathe a little bit in between viewings for sure. Trick or Treat, the anthology movie Trick or Treat, that would be another good one. Creep Show, that's just, now I'm thinking anthology movies. Yeah, really whatever you guys would want to, Paula, for sure. What I want for the goal to be for Davey to watch, review, and then have a watch party for It Follows. Oh, there you go. You want me to watch It Follows? Yes. You know, it sucks that I looked it up just the other night. I don't think there's anywhere where it's streaming right now. Now, I'm not against having to pay for it to watch it, but I'm also like, I know as soon as I pay for it and watch it, at the middle of September, it's going to be somewhere streaming for spooky season. Dynamite Tiger, I haven't seen any open up yet, but I did see some signage up at one, so it looks like they're probably getting it ready. Could be both. Yes, spread that horror circle love. Oh, nice. You're off tomorrow for some reason. Boom. There you go. Chester says my spooky tradition is decorating, watching horror movies on AMC TV channel, and having spooky treats. Ooh, what is a spooky treat for you, Chester? I'm curious to know. I'd like the kind of Halloween themed like little fun size candy bars, or are you like a popcorn ball kind of guy? Hot cocoa? I don't know. I'd imagine maybe in Michigan, maybe it's starting to get cold, at least in October, but I would imagine September's still a little warm. Spooky treats, huh? I like that. I like that. You know, Adrian, I've never seen ginger snaps. I have not seen ginger snaps. It's true. I want to see Saw 11. Yeah, you know, it might come. Blumhouse purchased the rights, so it might happen. We got Prince in the chat. What's happening, Prince? So great to see ya. Oh, you got a cameo from Richard Brake for yourself. Heck yeah. No, asked him a couple questions. 100 plus. All right. High roller. Antonis. There it is. Happy 27th birthday to Davey's favorite Halloween movie, Halloween H2O. Thank you so much for the reminder, T. Parker Evans. Yeah, I don't know. Is it my... man, where would I rank it? I don't know. It would probably be in the back part. In the back third, I would imagine. Yeah. Once Bitten is great. I'll watch Once Bitten with you guys. I used to rent that movie as a kid all the time. I had no idea who Jim Carrey was. I was renting Once Bitten in the late 80s, early 90s, even before I had seen him on In Living Color. Yeah. And then it was crazy when he got popular. It was like I almost had one of those, almost like as a little kid, you're like, did I imagine seeing that guy in a horror movie when I was a kid, or a vampire movie? Crazy. Prince asks, Davey, what's a franchise that you can't stand watching? I mean, there must be one, right? Can't stand watching? I don't know, Prince. You know, there are some that just like don't interest me enough to like keep on going. Like I've only seen the first few Saw movies. I haven't seen all of the Hellraiser movies. Maybe I need to jump in, but I know some of those get pretty wonky, especially later on. I've seen like the first 3 Hellraiser movies. I'm trying to think of one that like just annoys me, you know? I don't know. Can't stand watching. That's a really good question, Prince. I'll tell you this. Earlier today, I saw most of It Chapter 2. I had never seen it before, and I had to get ready for Hit the Bricks, so I didn't get to finish it. But oh my gosh, it was boring the hell out of me, and nothing scary about it. I know I ripped on It just the other night, but that's a story that I just don't understand. I know it's not. I mean, I guess it's kind of turning into a franchise with Welcome to Derry. I just don't find the whole Pennywise thing very scary. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It was not a birthday video for me. Birthday's in October. All right. Davey, are you a fan of the Halloween Town films? Welcome back in, Dylan. I think you've been here before. I recognize the New York Yankee logo icon. I'm a big Yankee fan myself. You know, I've never seen the Halloween Town movies, Dylan. I think I'm 43, and if I remember correctly, I think they're probably for, you know, the kids that were in the generation just behind me, if I remember correctly. Aaron says, I try to watch Trick or Treat, Tales of Halloween, and Hell House LLC the week of Halloween. There you go. Nice. You got a lineup. Very special announcement from Prince. I have my own shopping money for online purchases, band merch, and vinyls. Here I come. There you go, bud. We got Robert the Wolfman. Ow, ow! In the chat. My brother from another mother, teammate over there at the Horror Show channel. Halloween cookies and candy. There we go. Yeah. We got Jeff from John Doe Juggalo in the chat. What's happening, Jeff? So good to see ya. Hope you are doing well. Antona says, my spooky season favorite is either to watch Terrifier or Trick or Treat on Halloween night and eat Halloween candy. Guys, what is your favorite Halloween candy? I'm curious to know. Let me, I'm going to actually pop this in here. Let's see what we got. What? I'm just going to ask you here. What is your favorite Halloween candy? Boom. There you go. Now you guys can just answer whenever you're ready. I can't continue with Leprechaun after seeing in the first one. No interest in the rest of them. I really love Leprechaun 3. I really dig that one. I think it's better than Leprechaun 2 for sure. It might be my favorite in the franchise. I ranked H2O 7th place right behind H18. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's probably what? So like Resurrection, Rob Zombies, Halloween 5. I know I like those less than I like H2O. So it might be just next up on the list after that. Ghostbusters, if it's streaming, the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the It version of Tim Curry, or the Tim Curry version of It, the It version of Tim Curry. That makes sense. Ooh, Cape Fear. What Lies Beneath. I really dig that movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I loved that in the theater. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Ooh, that's another creepy one. We Have a Ghost. I don't think I've ever heard of We Have a Ghost. It's a good list there. Good list, Paula. Hell of a Summer, Finn Wolfhard's new horror comedy, and Psycho. I heard mixed things about Hell of a Summer. What did you guys think of that movie? If you saw it, let me know in the chat. Yeah, I mean, Leprechaun to me, yeah, I really only need the first one and the third one. So as far as I can't stand watching it, I've only seen the other movies in the franchise once each. So 2 in space, and then the 2 from the hood, or back in the hood and back to the hood. And I haven't seen the that reboot or like the Legacy sequel or anything. Oh, I love It Chapter 2. Those 3 hours flew by from each time. Nothing about it seems like interesting or scary to me. I don't know what it is. It's just like kind of over my head. And like I watched The Suicide Squad last night. Terrible. The second one, the one that James Gunn did. I don't know. That was like really extra not for me. There's some like good performances, but I'm like, man, this movie thinks it's really cool, and it's just like a big nothing burger for me, you know. Yeah, American Horror Story. Yeah, TV. It's tough for me, definitely. Jeff says or asks, what's a Davey hidden gem recommendation? One that absolutely no one has really heard of, but it's a must watch. I always say The Changeling when somebody asks me about a hidden gem, but I feel like it's getting talked about more and more every year. One that absolutely no one has really heard of, but it's a must. Well, what about, we were talking about it just the other night. We Are Still Here. It's celebrating a 10th year anniversary with Barbara Crampton and Larry Fessenden. Lisa Marie is in there as well. Monty Markham is in there. Yeah, if you have not seen We Are Still Here, which I rarely hear people talk about unless they are like huge Barbara Crampton fans. That to me is a movie that is like an absolute like top slow burn haunted house movie, and a movie that like genuinely earned the scares and got me with every single one. I very much enjoy We Are Still Here. So I think that's my new like deep cut. Because I don't, I guess in this community, Jeff, so many of us are deep dive kind of people, right? It's tough to surprise someone with a hidden gem that really is that good that other people aren't talking about. A couple others that come to mind, like I really like Blood and Black Lace by Mario Bava, and I know that he's a bigger name, but that's one of those movies of his that I think is really, really good. I really enjoyed that one. So I don't know if that's a hidden gem, but I do think it's one that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. Grew up with the Halloween Town movies. Debbie Reynolds was my TV grandma. All right. Chocolate is your favorite Halloween candy? Just straight up milk chocolate, just like Hershey's milk chocolate? Candy corn? I love candy corn, Erica. I know some people hate it. I love candy corn. Reese's peanut butter cups. Yes. I mean, how can you not want those? You like what do you guys like? Do you prefer the big ones, the disc? Do you like the little minis? Now they've got like the fat cups, like the big cups. And now it seems like they just you can get like a peanut butter cup. It's just like shaped, like they probably do them. I think they do them in the shape of pumpkins. And then at Easter, you can get them in the shape of a bunny. It's like every 2 months, there's a new shape of Reese's peanut butter cup out there. Oh, this one is a good one. You guys are loving this. Okay, Prince says Kit Kat, hands down, are my favorite Halloween chocolate. And M&M's. Peanut M&M's? I love peanut M&M's. I'm a big Kit Kat fan myself. I'm a huge candy junkie. I have to like actively tell myself not to buy candy when I'm at the store. I really do. I always love the Halloween episodes of Roseanne, Home Improvement. Yes. Yeah, the Roseanne Halloween episodes were always a big deal. And I really do like the Home Improvement ones as well. In the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors, I really like those, especially in the very beginning, seasons 2 through like probably the first 10 or 13 seasons or so. Adrian likes Skittles. All right. Little Halloween Skittle action. There you go. The Reese's peanut butter pumpkins. Snickers. Yes, Snickers is great. Ice cream and plain salty potato chips together. Do you crush them up and put them in the ice cream, or do you just like take the potato chip and scoop it through the ice cream? Get it a little melty first. Hocus Pocus is a good one to watch during spooky season. It's not horror. I don't think I've ever seen Hocus Pocus. It was another movie that came out like I was maybe just a little too old for it when it came out. Yeah. Kit Kat, Hershey's, Reese's peanut butter cups, and Snickers and Skittles. There we go. I would have thought so, but I think they've got, what is it? It's like Jimmy Fallon's Ben and Jerry's flavor is like potato chips. I think it's called like couch potato or something like that, and it's potato chips in vanilla ice cream. I really like the Americone Dream, the Stephen Colbert one that's got it's like vanilla ice cream. I think there's a salted caramel, swirl, and pieces of waffle cone that have like fudge on one side. I also really love fish food. I think fish food is probably my favorite Ben and Jerry's because it's got marshmallow cream in it, and I'm a fucking nut for I love marshmallows and marshmallow cream. Hell of a Summer was decent. You just have to go in with very low expectations. I know that's not a good sell. So it's just like fun, but nothing great. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of slashers. My favorite Halloween candy is Sour Patch Kids from T. Parker Evans. There we go. Oh, okay. David Harbour, directed by Chris Landon. Oh, you haven't seen it yet. Well, maybe I should check it out. The Suicide Squad, Idris Elba, lead squad. What did you think of Peacemaker in the movie? I'm not a big modern wrestling guy, so John Cena to me, I don't think he's got like the chops. I don't even think he has chops as good as like The Rock. I think The Rock is probably a better actor than John Cena. Yeah, maybe John Cena really looks the part. I'm not familiar with every character from the Suicide Squad, I just thought the movie was just not very good. I was like, fuck, this is the movie that he made where DC is like, or Warner Brothers is like, we want to make you the head of DC. I don't know about that. I was like, man, I don't know if I would have given this guy Superman based on watching the Suicide Squad. Billy loves Sour Patch as well. The Suicide Squad, terrible? That's a hot take. It's my favorite DCEU movie and part of my top 10 superhero movies ever. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I saw it in the theater, I would have felt differently about it. I was just like, it's another one of those movies, just like the first Suicide Squad movie, where like every minute or two, there's a new song that they're ramming down your throat in the jukebox soundtrack that I wasn't digging too much. I don't know. It just wasn't hitting for me. I like David Dastmalchian in there. I liked him quite a bit. I like the what is it? The rat girl, like Rat Catcher 2 or whatever the heck she's called. I liked that performance quite a bit as well. And I was surprised to see Rick Flag get killed by Peacemaker. So it did a couple things that surprised me, but ultimately I was just like, why didn't you send the rats after the starfish like right away? Like once, it's funny, the same thing happened in Fantastic Four where I was like, all you need is one teleporter. You don't need like 100. You just need one, and send Galactus away and don't try to move the planet. And then in the Suicide Squad, when the rat catcher girl or whatever her name is, when she finally sicks the rats on Starro, I was like, why didn't you do that at the very beginning? Why did all these people have to die? Like, what the hell is that? That's crazy. Send the rats after him right away. Yeah, just my thought. That's the one. We Are Still Here. I was just about to ask that title again because I couldn't remember it. Yeah, dude, it's really good. I really dig it. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Peanut M&M's, Milky Way, Butterfinger, and Twix. Now we're naming them all. I love it. Movies that really ramp up the creep factor that I find underrated are 13 Cameras and 14 Cameras. I've never even heard of these movies. Are they found footage? Found footage, I'm guessing. Oh, I do love Nestle Crunch. Yes, Nestle Crunch is very good. Yeah. Davey, have you seen Late Phases, aka Night of the Wolf? No. It's a really good werewolf movie. You have to look past the low-budget werewolf suit. Where can I watch it, Aaron? Is it streaming somewhere right now? I put one on my spoon on top of my ice cream. Okay, there you go. So you just scoop the ice cream and then drop the chip. All right, I dig it. We should do a tier list for Halloween candy. We could do something like that. Yeah. What about the Frasier episode where he gives Martin a heart attack on Halloween? I don't remember that one. Man, it's been so long since I've watched Frasier. Tier list for Halloween candy. Paula, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it. And we'll plan that for this spooky season. Tier maker ranking of Halloween candy. So what I'll do is I'll just try to amass as many different Halloween candies that I can think of. Or we can even do Halloween snacks. That way we can do stuff like popcorn balls and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be fun. Oh, you know what? I still need to see that, Aaron. The WNUF Halloween special and Ghostwatch. I have not seen either one of those, but I'm well aware of what they are, and I've watched videos about them, so I have a really good idea of that. And I know that they influence Late Night with the Devil, so yeah, I've got to check those out. And Late Night with the Devil has worked into my Halloween repertoire as well, preferably like either the night before Halloween or on Halloween, since that's when it takes place. Yeah, Americone Dream. Americone Dream and Fish Food are my two favorite, flavors that are, other than, of course, who doesn't like chocolate and brownies or like mint chocolate chip. Like, I like those, but they seem a little more standard. I would love it if Ben & Jerry's did like a really good bubblegum ice cream. Would be really, really, like, I love bubblegum ice cream to death, but I've never seen a Ben & Jerry's bubblegum ice cream. Gory Tiger agrees that's a good one. Night of the Wolf. Late Phases. Okay. I haven't seen enough good werewolf movies, honestly. I think that's a subgenre that it's not like I dislike the subgenre. I just can't think of many that really stand out to me. American Werewolf in London, the original Wolfman. I've only seen Dog Soldiers once, and I liked it for what it was, for sure. I'm having a tough time figuring out the rest, though. Is everyone hitting that like button? Come on, y'all. And yes, we've got a little super chat goal there. If you guys want to hang even longer tonight, holy cow. I recommend to watch Peacemaker because John Cena acted the fuck out of it. Okay. I do like Harley Quinn. I do like that character, yeah. Dean Renner purposely didn't like the streams because he wants to figure out what the or else part is. Love it. Hell yeah, there we go. Yeah, and Jeff, they are putting out a brand new 10th anniversary Blu-ray, I believe, that can be purchased now. So yeah, you can look that up, and it's got really great artwork. I really dig it quite a bit. It's been so long since I've watched the Blair Witch Project. What I should do is I should watch the second one, Book of Shadows. It's been a really long time. I think I haven't seen that since the theater. And then didn't they do a Blair Witch remake? Like, when was that? Was that like 10 years ago now? Please don't tell me it's been that long. But yeah, did they just do one remake for Blair Witch? Is it just the first, the sequel, and then a remake? I can't remember. What do most adults do on Halloween night? We know what kids do. They trick or treat and eat candy. Yeah, I mean, I usually hand out candy and like listen to John Carpenter. Like I have a nice Marshall speaker, you know, plug it in outside and listen to John Carpenter's music and hand out candy and freak out people with my Michael Myers costume. Usually the kids aren't scared. It's the parents that want to stay at the end of the driveway. They're like, I ain't fucking with you, Michael. So that's usually what I do. I like to carve a pumpkin. I'm a big pumpkin seed fan. I love eating pumpkin seeds and baking them and everything. So I usually carve multiple pumpkins throughout the season and try to do one on Halloween day if I can. Half found footage, half narrative. Okay. Extra creepy slumlord. All right. Okay. I got like kitty cat fur all over my face. It's making me, I'm itchy. The or else part is me coming to find you and bite off your finger. Oh my gosh. There you go. Yeah, if you don't, she bites off the thumb. It's just the price you pay. That's pretty standard. Popcorn ball used to be my favorite as a kid to get during trick-or-treating. Yeah. Popcorn ball, I think another thing people like to do is like the Rice Krispie treats. You know, that's another one. My Aunt Glenna makes these Rice Krispie treats where she does a layer of peanut butter and then a layer of chocolate on top. Really, really good. Yeah, popcorn ball. It's just like ends up tasting like Captain Crunch, you know? Late Phases, Night of the Wolf is on Prime, Tubi, and a lot of other. Okay, cool. I've got Prime. Perfect. Perfect. Wow, it was almost 10 years ago. That is friggin' crazy. Oh, and it was a sequel. Okay. Really? They just so it was the first one just to like use the same exact name. Or what? Oh, they just called it Blair Witch. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. That's like the Evil Dead 2013. That's just Evil Dead instead of the Evil Dead. More like a reboot, but didn't go any further. Okay. I still carve at least one pumpkin during Halloween season. I get them from local orchards along with apples and apple cider. That's friggin' awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, where I live, I don't even know where we get our pumpkins out here in the desert because they have to be driven in, I would imagine. You can grow a lot of stuff here in Phoenix. I just don't know if it ever reaches like the right temperatures to do pumpkins. Because it is, even in October, guys, it can be like 85 during the day in October here. So usually by Halloween night, it's in the 70s usually. So yeah. I'm a thirsty bitch, let me tell you guys. I don't know what it is. But okay, do you guys want to get into some news? How about it, huh? I have to add, I knew I forgot something. Ooh, we got some good stuff. We got some good stuff here. Let me see here. Bear with me, talk amongst yourselves. There we go. What's this friggin' movie called? There we go. Got that one. That one. Ooh, here we go. This is the most compelling part of the stream, I think. Right? Right. There we go. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay. Now I think we're ready to go. Just a few things, guys. Just a few things today. So really chill news coverage. Just wanted to hit up these items here. One of them we kind of talked about during Hit the Bricks earlier, but I know not everyone was in that stream, and I wanted to be able to clip that out for a news clips, pre-recorded bit earlier. So let me see here. Ben Grimm has entered the chat. What's happening? Ben says, I thought the Blair Witch remake had a pretty intense last 20 minutes. Oh, okay. If the last 20 minutes are intense, I think this might be worth my time, because I remember the original movie, it has tense moments, and maybe the last like 5 to 10 minutes get pretty intense. But it was, for me, the original Blair Witch Project, like upon subsequent viewings, it lost so much of its charm. Like the second time I watched it, I was like, I don't even know if I like this movie. It's one of those like single serving experiences, Throughout spooky season, I drink an occasional Elysian Night Owl pumpkin ale. Guys, if you like pumpkin beer, it is the absolute best. It's so good. Tastes like a liquid pumpkin pie. I think I've had that one before. And the thing is, when I do pumpkin beer, it's like I can have like one, and then I don't know if I can have one for like another week, Okay, let's jump into some news here. Antonis is excited. And guys, just as another reminder, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. We are marching towards 1,600 subscribers, which is super exciting. And if you guys want another hour of me hanging out, we've got a super chat goal that's going on there. So I think it's 10 super chats, $2 or more. Certainly not a requirement. I'll still kick it with you guys until about another hour 15-ish. So not a requirement, but certainly appreciated. There you go. Erica's dropping the word. Let me see here. Antonis says, would you ever pour fake blood on yourself for Halloween night one year? Yeah, I don't want to put it on my Halloween costume, but like if I were just wearing if I had some throwaway clothes or something, I wouldn't be against it. But usually I dress up as Michael Myers. So usually I don't do any like fake blood or anything like that. But I will tell you this, Antonis, I went and saw the Evil Dead musical in Las Vegas, and at the intermission, they ask who the biggest Evil Dead fan is in the audience. And I let about 2 seconds go by. No one said anything. So I was like, right here. And they brought me to like the front of the stage. I didn't go on the stage, but I was like standing right in front of it. And they're like, we're going to have you turn around and look at our cameraman, and we're going to have you say like, fuck you, and flip him off. And the whole cast is going to do it with you. And I was like, oh, sweet. And they're like, all right, on the count of 3. And I did it. And I didn't know this, but somebody walked up with a bucket of fake blood, and just dumped it all over me. So it's like all in my hair, and it was all over. I had a white Evil Dead the musical shirt on that just was like totally soaked. I've got pictures floating around there or somewhere on a phone or a device. It was pretty wild. Yeah. Let me see here. It looks like we're pretty much all caught up. Ooh, I bought candy corn and other Halloween gummies today. Ooh, they've already got candy corn. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about this news really quick, guys. So, yeah, here's our first one. Let me do this. There we go. Okay, guys, so we've got some news here about John Krasinski returning to direct A Quiet Place 3 for a summer 2027 release. So quite a ways away, a couple years away, which is actually good because I haven't seen any of the A Quiet Place movies. So what we've got a part 1, we've got a part 2, and then a prequel, I believe. I think it's called Day One. So I need to catch up on these. But I know that some of the folks that are, hanging out in our community in the live chats are fans of these films. You guys have been asking me if I've seen them yet. And so this one caught my eye, and I wanted to cover it here. This story comes to us by way of John Squires from Bloody Disgusting. And it says, in the wake of 2 mainline movies, a spin-off film, and a video game, the world of A Quiet Place is set to be expanded even further with A Quiet Place Part 3. And we've learned today that John Krasinski is back to write, direct, and produce the upcoming 3rd installment. A Quiet Place Part 3 will release in theaters on July 9th, 2027. Last we heard, the 3rd installment in the mainline Quiet Place series would likely continue the Abbott family storyline, with Emily Blunt expected to return for A Quiet Place Part 3. But that has not been confirmed at this time. Stay tuned for more as we learn it. And yeah, the most recent installment of the franchise was last year's spin-off movie, A Quiet Place Day One, which was a prequel to the alien invasion saga set in New York City and starring Lupita Nyong'o. And wow, with just 3 installments, the Quiet Place franchise has made $900 million at the worldwide box office, likely to become a $1 billion franchise with the upcoming 4th installment. That is pretty incredible, because wasn't the first movie just Netflix? I don't know. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you're watching right now. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. I believe that the first one was Netflix only, and then it was so big that they put the others out in the theater. So that's pretty wild if that's true, or, you know, if I'm right about that, because 900 million, certainly for a horror movie franchise, for 3 movies that probably didn't cost an incredible amount, that's pretty remarkable. And of course, you guys know this, the franchise centers on an apocalyptic invasion of creatures that hunt by sound, with Emily Blunt's Evelyn Abbott surviving both of the first 2 movies and living to fight another day. And then we've got this post here from John Krasinski's Instagram teasing the A Quiet Place 3 release of July 9th, 2027. So yeah, like I said, I'm glad I've got some time, because I need to catch up on these movies. I've heard they're really good. And, you know, applause to John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. You know, being a creative team behind this, I think, is a really wise move. You stand to make a lot of money when you write, produce, and direct and act in your own movies, right? I mean, I'm very happy for their success. And yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think of not only the entire franchise here. And I didn't even know there was a video game. So if you know about the video, or if you play the video game, let me know about that. If you're kicking it in the live chat, give me your thoughts right now. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments section below. Let me know your thoughts on the A Quiet Place franchise. And yeah, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because the community is growing. It's becoming more and more awesome every single day. And we're going to be keeping on with the horror movie and TV news, and you don't want to miss one bit of it, guys. Okay, let me see what you wild children are saying here in the live chat. Let's see what we got. Davey was feeling like Carrie when that happened. Oh yes, no, it was so awesome. After the show, people were like, yeah, we knew that was going to happen. That's why we didn't want to say we were like the biggest fans. And I'm like, I am wearing the blood like this is a badge of honor right here. Oh no, it was great. It wasn't like, it was basically just water that was like red dye. So it wasn't like, it would have been gnarly if it was like super sticky and everything. Cause I have to like sit down in their, you know, in their theater seat for the rest of the show. So it was pretty fun. Candy corn is underrated. I love it to death. I don't have any hot toys, Adrian. I do have some Funko Pops and stuff like that, but I don't have any actual like hot toy. You know, those are very, very nice toys. I don't have any of those. I don't have any of the, you know, McFarlane toys or anything like that either. Will we see Lee Abbott again? I mean, I think he died, right? I don't know. I think if there's one thing I know about A Quiet Place, I think Krasinski's character died. I'm guessing that's Lee. I'm not sure. Erica is pumped. She really liked Day One. All right. Oh, and Joseph Quinn is in those? Okay. Ben says, I went to Evil Dead the Musical. They had a blood splash zone, and if you wore a raincoat or poncho, they would come down and spray you more. Hell yeah. Yeah, they didn't do the splash zone when I saw them, but I've still got the bucket of blood dumped on me, so I'll take it. Oh, they've all been theatrical. Okay. Well, I don't know. Why did I think, but Netflix must have like produced all of them. Is that why I'm getting that confused? Yeah. Day one might have shared the same theatrical and streaming date. Okay. Oh, Joseph Quinn's in day one. Okay. There you go. What's happening, Jay Beach? Welcome on back, brother. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, so I'm curious to know this. Just let me know in the live chat really quick. Like, what would you rank this franchise? Like, is it like a must watch? Is it like, mainstream kind of popcorn horror? Like, what, how would you rank this on like as a franchise on a scale of 1 to 10? How about that? Let me know. I guess they could, or you could always do a flashback, kind of tougher the older people get though. Holy cow, we got 20 people kicking it with us, guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are not yet a subscriber. Just give me a chance. That's all I'm asking for. We are still just 9 subscribers away from hitting that 1,600 mark. That would be incredible to be able to hit that on a live with you guys sometime very, very soon. Aaron Click says it's maybe a 7 out of 10. Okay, so it sounds like it's like worth watching, but don't expect to have my socks blown off. All 3 so far as a whole, 7 out of 10. Okay. Tried to get into it, only made it a few minutes into the first one and never went back. Yeah. Well, you got to be careful with your time. I've done that with certain movies. RoboCop, I turned that RoboCop remake off. The first time I watched a Nightmare on Elm Street remake and the Child's Play remake, I turned them off. I like the suspense and the monsters are scary. All right, 7 out of 10. There we go. Jay Beach says 1.5. So Jay Beach and Dean are on a similar plane there. 1.5 out of 10. That is pretty rough. Have you seen all of them, Jay? I'm curious to know. I have seen none of them. Fair enough, 8 out of 10, says Chester. Okay. So it seems like it's definitely worth my time to at least be able to talk about them and chime in and everything, right? Okay, let's see what we got here next. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this one. So guys, I had no idea that this was in the works, but based on this article from John Squires here of Bloody Disgusting, we've got our headline that reads, Margot Robbie in talks to star in Tim Burton's Attack of the 50-Foot Woman remake. That is, wow. I mean, if there's a director that should tackle a remake like this, I think Tim Burton would be great. I think Margot Robbie is really a very charming, capable actress. I mean, she also happens to be strikingly beautiful as well, but I do think she is a great performer. So best of both worlds, because there's nothing worse than when somebody's hot, but they can't act for a damn, right? And then we get a little, I don't know. This just seems like this is put together, because she's just in talks. So that must be a thing from, I don't know if this is actually from Barbie. I've not yet seen Barbie. But here we go. Look, there she is, concept art of Margot Robbie as the 50-foot woman. And the article here reads, it had been originally announced last year that Tim Burton is attached to direct a new take on Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, and a massive update has now been provided. Variety reports that Margot Robbie is in early conversations to star in Tim Burton's Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, though a deal hasn't closed at this time. If Robbie comes on board to star, she would also produce through her company, Lucky Chap Entertainment. Variety details, Gillian Flynn penned a first draft of the screenplay, but has since exited the project due to other commitments. The producing team is currently searching for a new writer, and Robbie's involvement as the lead actor would depend on the final version. The original Attack of the 50-Foot Woman was directed by Nathan Hertz and released in 1958. And the low-budget movie was remade by HBO in 1993 with Daryl Hannah in the title role. Allison Hayes starred in the original as a socialite who grows to giant size because of an alien encounter and an aborted murder attempt. She then goes after her cheating husband. So yeah, Tim Burton is producing Attack of the 50-Foot Woman for Warner Brothers with Andrew Mittman and Tommy Harper. Kai Dolbashian is on board as an executive producer. And they've got some trailers here in the article for the previous versions of the film. I don't see any need to jump into those guys. One thing that stuck out to me that I really liked seeing, and something that I want to see more of in movies in general. Now, when it says if Robbie comes on board to star, she would also produce through her company, Lucky Chap Entertainment. Guys, I think this is like something that would be really beneficial for the entertainment business, is having more actors, actresses, just more performers be producers, because we see these bloated budgets for these movies. And like, you know, Fantastic Four and Superman were like, if they don't make $1 billion, it's a failure. And it's like, well, that's because they cost so much to make. And one of the reasons why the cost on these movies is so high is because actors get paid quite a bit of money. And I mean, if the demand is there, then that's great. They should go ahead and get whatever they want or get whatever they can get. But I also think maybe as a way to lessen the upfront costs and to have the budget not be as bloated from the get-go is if actors jump on as producers, they agree to take points on the back end of the film and take a lesser amount of pay up front, you know, just to be in the film. And I think there's a couple benefits here. Number one, it would make sure that the actor or actress has some creative say, most likely. Maybe not the ultimate say, but they would be involved in the creative discussions, especially if something came up in the midst of production. I think it offers them some sort of protection and security as well, being a producer. You are probably going to give a better performance in a movie, and you're probably going to care more about not only the performance, but also about marketing the movie, doing press, all that kind of stuff, because you want to see the movie be successful in the theater, because that's how you're going to make some of your money on your back end. So I love seeing that she, you know, has a production company and would bring that production company on board if she were to accept the role. I know I've talked about it here before, but I love that, you know, when Immaculate was running into issues, that Sydney Sweeney jumped in and negotiated terms to become a producer to help fund the finishing of the film. And that's awesome. That means she believed in the project. She wanted to take part in it in a different manner. And I think that's very encouraging. I've even heard Melissa Barrera talking about the same thing. And we all know that with her contract not being renewed for, you know, subsequent and further Scream movies and just all the, you know, kind of controversy that surrounds that, I've heard her talk about wanting to produce more movies as well as being an actress. And I'm like, I think that's an awesome idea. So that's just kind of a little aside here, you know, but it's just relevant to what's, you know, possibly in the works here for Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, coming to us by way of Tim Burton and hopefully Margot Robbie, because I think this is an awesome role for her, especially to not only have played Barbie, but then jump in and do something like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. I think could be really, really fun. And yeah, I don't know. It's so cheesy. It's such a corny idea, but I think it's perfect for Tim Burton. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. So if you're watching this live, let me know in the chat your thoughts on these developments and, you know, what you think. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. Let me know what you think. Tell me what your favorite Tim Burton movie is. I'm curious to know that, or maybe you're not even a fan. So even if you don't like him, let me know. Share your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're going to keep on with the coverage of horror movie news and rumors and even horror TV shows. All of that's going to be here. And we'd love to have you as part of our awesome community. All right, guys, what you got for me on this one? Here, let me put something a little more attractive up here. There we go. There we go. Definition of more attractive. There we are. Okay, where are we at? Oh, you guys do have some stuff to say about this one. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm happy to see it. They're remaking Attack of the 50-Foot Woman? I know, I had no idea. And then I guess the article says a year ago they announced it. Whoops. Guess I missed that one. Yeah, this to me is pretty interesting. Erica says, I love Margot Robbie. Yeah, Paula loves her. It is from Barbie. That's what I figured. Yeah, I'm just so friggin' out of it. I'm just pathetic. I want that 50-foot woman to attack me, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you know, I've always been a fan of diving in head first, and you really could dive in head first in this case, for sure, Aaron. Yeah. Hey, Davey, just stopped in to say hi to you. Just started watching The Equalizer season 1 from the 80s, and I don't want to keep it paused too long. Well, is that the show that they like remade with Queen Latifah or whatever? Yeah, thanks for stopping on in, Jay. Hope you enjoy it. Hollywood Lido has entered the chat. Margot Robbie. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, I've never seen her in anything where I thought she was bad, for sure. Like, I think she earns the amount of work she's getting. She's definitely earning it through her skill just as much as she is, for being astonishingly beautiful. Yes. So yet another version of it. Yeah, it wouldn't be a sequel. It would be the third time. Yeah. When are they going to do the Barbarella remake? Oh, I don't know. I'd love to see a Barbarella remake. Who's going to be in that one? Someone with just obscenely large knockers, I hope. What's happening, Joel? So great to see you, bud. Welcome on in. And Joel drops a $2 super chat. Thank you so much for the love, Joel. Really appreciate you. Appreciate the support, man. Let's see here. What do we got? Sydney Sweeney. There you go, Sydney. That's it. Sydney Sweeney is Barbarella. Yeah, she's got the massive knockers to pull it off for sure. Let's see what else we got. I don't know. Are you guys fans of Taco Bell? I guess it depends on the item, Joel. Yeah, depends on the. I'm more of a burger fast food guy. I really like Whataburger is like my favorite burger joint. The double green chili cheeseburger, and I add avocado. So good, so good. Let's see what else we got. Favorite Burton has to be Batman 89 and Batman Returns. Those are damn fine picks, Dean. Yeah, it's tough for me to like anything of his more than Batman 89. Yeah, it's so good. So good. You know my favorite Tim Burton movie. Let's see if you remember. Is it Ed Wood, Aaron? I don't know. Ed Wood is my... Oh, God. Batman 89. I got to go with Batman 89. But, man, I love Ed Wood so much. I am such a huge fan of that. Humana. Well, Nightmare Before Christmas, though, is not... Tim Burton produced the movie, but he did not direct it. He did not direct it. Little known fact, but it seems like something that he totally would have directed, right? All right, have a great one, Dave. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. Okay, originally Edward Woodward, Denzel, then Latifah. I've seen one of the... Is The Equalizer? Is that the one that I saw? No, I watched the one... I watched the Denzel one... Man on Fire or whatever, but it seemed like Denzel just went on this run where all the movies, I was like, I feel like all of these movies are the same. They just have different titles. Sweeney Todd remake already? All right, who would you put in there? Elvira remake, holy cow. Yeah, we try to not be, at least in this, I'm sure there are communities on YouTube that are maybe a little more cutthroat, but yeah, I think everyone's like really supportive. And even I would say most of the big channels I've reached out to, they'll at least get back to you if they can't do something or can't do it within that time frame. You know, like Cody Leach just crossed 200,000 subs. He's always gotten back to me. And if he can't do something like at the proposed time, he always lets me know when he's available, and then we're able to do something. So there are certain channels that I've reached out and they've never gotten back to me. And I mean, whatever. Like I don't take it personally. I figured that maybe they're just not getting back to anyone, you know, it's just kind of how it can be. I thought it was funny when her and Samara Weaving were in the same scene in Babylon. I thought they were twins. They do look a lot alike. They do. And yeah, Samara Weaving is very gorgeous as well. Yeah. One last thing before I go, Davey. Yes, it's the okay. Oh, there we go. Phenomenal British actor by the name Edward Woodward. All right. Maybe I should check it out. I don't know where to watch it, but maybe I should. Massive knockers. What did I just walk into? Well, you know, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. And then we're like, who should be in Barbarella? And it should be Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney should be in Barbarella. Of course. Of course. Come on. Fan of Taco Bell, especially when I'm stoned. I had for the very first time their like double stack, like the double stack taco. Never had that before. Just had it the other week. I found it rather enjoyable. Yes. Yeah, every now and then you're run into that stuff. You know, I think of YouTube as kind of like show business, and there are gonna be cutthroat people somewhere along the line, or just people that feel like there's a limited amount of the pie to be, you know, shared amongst everyone. But yeah, I think the pie for YouTube just keeps on growing. Sean says we had a pretty nice burger joint down here called Duke's, and they have a jalapeno double smash burger, and it is to die for. That sounds so delicious. Oh my goodness. And welcome on in, Sean. I know I read off your first chat there, but welcome on in. Booyah! Yes. I had a good feeling about that one, Aaron. Had a good feeling. Margot Robbie or Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I haven't seen Joker Folie à Deux, but I would lean more towards Margot Robbie because she seems to be like the version, you know, the original version of Harley Quinn from the animated series. Like she does a good job of that accent and everything. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That's another good one. Yeah. Yeah. That's another good one. Beetlejuice is the best. Even the sequel. Sequel was like, okay. It was just so similar to the original movie. Well, and Erica, it's no big, like, it says Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas. I think a lot of people think that he directed it because, or it's Tim Burton Presents or whatever, something like that. So it is, I think most people, you know, would be safe in assuming that he directed the movie as well. But yeah, I always thought that was just an interesting little factoid. Ed Wood is my favorite Tim Burton movie. Pee-wee's number 2. Yeah, first 2 Batman movies, so good. Wham is about the only channel that I watch that used to do collaborations but don't anymore. It's too bad. I wonder if they're too big for their britches. Yeah, I've reached out once or twice and haven't heard back, and I've heard similar things. Yeah, maybe if it's somebody that they knew like before or whatever. I try not to like. I don't want to like try to jump inside someone's head and try to assume bad things or whatever or figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I stopped watching Wham just because I was like, it just like the whole talking like 15 or 16-year-olds, you know, it worked on me for a little bit and then I just started getting tired of it. And then with my luck, they're probably going to watch this stream and reach out and be like, what the hell, bro? Oh, I bet, Lido. I bet she does. Well, you got 7 days. You got a week, bud. You got a week. Only channels I saw or I watch is Dave, TSL, Good Real Hunting, Drum Dums, and Davey. That's it. I feel so fortunate to be included in that group, Chester. Thank you so much, man. That's very flattering. I started watching Lee from Drum Dums 11 years ago. He was one of my very first inspirations, at least in the horror world. I really loved Angry Video Game Nerd before all of that. So yeah, it is amazing. It's not only incredible to have a regular show with Lee, but to be be mentioned in the same company, in your chat here is very sweet. You know, I never saw Corpse Bride. I should check that out. Let me guess. Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter do the voices? True, they might have legit, yeah. And really maybe it is that it's like they have kids, they've got lives. You know, doing a YouTube channel can be like kind of daunting, and if you have enough stuff going on and you don't need the collaborations, yeah, I get it. Like I really like the collaborative stuff, but yeah, there's got to be I'm sure there's a whole bunch of reasons why for sure. Yeah, I watch everyone. I'm pretty much everywhere. Yeah, I'm all over the place. You guys know me. Okay, let's get into this is just our last news story here, guys. And if you were watching Hit the Bricks earlier this evening, we discussed this, but I wanted to officially cover it here on the channel because this is a story that I've been covering on the channel previously. So guys, this past weekend when Together hit the theaters, Neon had attached not only a trailer for Osgood Perkins' upcoming film Keeper, but they also had attached a trailer for the Chris Stuckman full-length feature entitled Shelby Oaks. And we finally have that trailer here as of Monday, August 4th. So I wanted to just read through this article from John Squires of Bloody Disgusting, and I wanted to watch the trailer with you guys. Now, some of you might have already seen this trailer before, but I thought it would be, fun to watch together and just sort of, continue to have this conversation about this film. Because regardless of how you feel about, Chris Stuckman's channel, or even regardless of how you feel about this movie, if you're excited or not, it is one of these amazing things we're seeing happen where YouTubers are able to, take their talents to the next level and start making films. I mean, we've seen it with the Filippo brothers, with Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, two very successful horror films. And then, of course, Call Me Chris just put out, I believe it's House on Eden, found footage film that just was released. I believe Shudder ended up pushing that one out to the theaters. So that one was just going to be like a streaming thing on Call Me Chris's YouTube channel before Shudder got involved. And then in this case with Shelby Oaks, having Neon get involved, Mike Flanagan jumping on as executive producer. I mean, this can only be a good thing for other YouTube content creators that want to become filmmakers. So let's jump on in to this article here by John Squires, which says, YouTube film critic Chris Stuckman makes his feature debut with Neon. Oop, let me start over because I can't read. YouTube film critic. All right, guys, good night. Now, YouTube film critic Chris Stuckman makes his feature debut with the neon horror movie Shelby Oaks, and the hotly anticipated official trailer has been released this afternoon. A traditional narrative that incorporates found footage elements, the supernatural horror film hits theaters on October 3rd. Watch the official trailer for Stuckman's Shelby Oaks below. Now, the film is about a missing paranormal investigator, or it looks like missing paranormal investigators, the dark legacy they uncovered, and the far-reaching effects their investigation has as Mia searches for her sister Riley, the lead paranormal investigator 12 years later. And the film's official synopsis continues, quote, as Mia uncovers new and disturbing leads related to Riley's disappearance, she uncovers evidence of a hidden supernatural evil dating all the way back to her and Riley's childhood. Horror master Mike Flanagan recently came on board the upcoming Shelby Oaks as an executive producer. Flanagan, Trevor Macy, and Melinda Nishioka of Intrepid Pictures joined the team as producers. So there we've got some cast information, which I believe I've covered on previous videos here on the channel if you want to take a look at those. And of course, you can just check out the article over on Bloody Disgusting. But what do you guys say we watch this trailer and hopefully Neon doesn't give me a copyright claim like what happened with the Conjuring Last Rites trailer? Don't you love it when you try to give movies free publicity and they're like, no, don't do that. But if you guys are into watching this trailer, I'd love to watch it with you. Let me know in the live chat and we can give it a watch. And guys, if you're watching after the fact, jump on in. Let me know. I want to know your thoughts on Stuckman as a reviewer. Maybe you've watched him for years. Maybe you've never even heard of him. I mean, he has a massive channel, but still, those things happen. There's so much content on YouTube. And let me know what you think of, up and coming filmmakers that get their start on other platforms like YouTube. And let me know your thoughts on Shelby Oaks. Is this something that is up your alley? Is this something that you want to see in the theater? Let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to go ahead and get the trailer going. I don't even care what anyone says. I'm just going to get it going. So I got the music paused. There we go. And we are going to get this rolling. Let's see here. I'm going to do this. All right, guys, here we go. This is the official Red Band trailer for Chris Stuckman's Shelby Oaks. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm an idiot. Guys, I'm so sorry. I knew something was up. I was reading that article and I didn't even bring the page over. No. Yeah, no, I know. I totally fucked it up. Okay. So don't worry. I'm not going to read through the whole thing for you guys again, but I will. Oh my gosh. You'd figure that I've been doing this long enough that I wouldn't make these kinds of stupid mistakes. But here we go. I am so sorry, you guys. I feel like such an idiot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, staring at Margot in silence is great. Okay, here we go, guys. Officially watching the Shelby Oaks trailer from Chris Stuckman now.
Do you need help?
She finally let me go.
Welcome back to the Paranormal Paranoids. Today we're taking our first foray into the abandoned town of Shelby Oaks.
I've been searching for Riley for the last 12 years. I know my sister's not dead.
Bodies were found outside of Shelby Oaks. Riley Brennan is still missing.
The last night I saw her, she said she saw a man standing in her window, staring at her. Yeah. You live alone out here? Nope. Where is my sister? Riley.
Okay. Shelby Oaks trailer. I went through the chat here to highlight a couple things that you guys were saying about this one. But yeah, guys, let me know if you have any other thoughts on that. Now that we've watched it, if you're watching live, let me know in the chat. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. Give me all your thoughts on Shelby Oaks, Chris Stuckman, all that kind of fun stuff. And make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because the community is growing. It's becoming more and more awesome every day. And we're going to keep on covering movies like Shelby Oaks and all sorts of horror movie and TV news. So make sure you subscribe, because you don't want to miss a damn thing. Okay, guys, going to jump in with you here. Let's see what we got. I starred a couple because I didn't want to miss them. Really quick, I wanted to grab this one from Sean Laughlin. Said, "Hey, Davey, just wanted to give you a big thank you for inspiration. I started a TikTok account for the first time where I do quick movie reviews, and within 3 days, I already have over 1,000 views. Hell yeah, Sean. Yeah, TikTok, man. I participate on TikTok. It can be rough on there, but I noticed some people just got the juice for it, So that is awesome to hear, bud. I am very happy that this channel could be part of inspiring you to do your own thing, man. That's incredible. There are so many channels that made me want to do what I'm doing here. So that's awesome to be able to pass that on. So thank you for sharing, man. Really appreciate it. Jay Beach says, "I remember when Shelby was first announced, but haven't heard anything till Davey mentioned it." Yeah, I tried to stay up on that just because I really do, I am passionate, and I really do believe in just more opportunities for up and coming filmmakers. I unsubbed to Chris years ago. I don't watch his review channel, but I do want to see him succeed very much. Dean says, "I watched that Shelby Oaks trailer today. Looks really good." And Aaron says, "I really enjoyed the Shelby Oaks trailer. It looks a cut above the typical horror movie of that kind." So there you go. Some good praise there regarding the Shelby Oaks trailer. And look at that. We got our guy Eli Cortez in the house. What's happening, Eli? So great to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. I'll try not to be too hard on myself. I'm always going to be probably too hard on myself. That's for sure. It's just something I do. Love door banging and sound design. That's so random. Yeah, I'll say this at Neon, and I don't know if they use the same trailer house for cutting these trailers together, but Neon has a very good marketing department. Hopefully some of the sound design is in the actual movie, but I do think that in trailers sometimes they really turn up that sound design. They probably add little bits in there that probably aren't in the film just to create that feel of unease. And man, Neon, between the Oz Perkins movies and this, seems like they've really got their marketing down pat. Let's see here. Yeah, the sound design is amazing. Yeah. "This looks creepy. I'm down," says Erica. "Man, this looks so good," says Dean. Hell yeah. I'm loving the enthusiasm. "When you strip it down to basics, you filed against..." Oh, you're talking about the claim, the copyright claim. Fucking sold, says Dean. All right. Paula loved it. Looks freaky, scary, and good. All right. "I also don't think there's anything wrong with Chris only reviewing movies he likes. Just because he doesn't review a film doesn't mean he hated it. He's also not reviewing ones he's just lukewarm on." Yeah, I guess I don't understand why he's reviewing any movies now if he doesn't want to ruffle feathers, but whatever. It's his channel, and he's wildly successful, so he gets to do whatever the hell he wants. "I can't remember if they did show footage when Shelby was first announced. This one flew over my head, but my buddy sent this trailer to me today." Yeah, I had been when I saw the trailer on Thursday night. I went and saw it together on Thursday night, and they showed it then. I've been looking for it every day. So it was kind of cool that that Neon held back the trailer and let people catch it for the first time in the theater, you know, only. But I think that's all we've got for news and shit. I think that's all I got. Yeah. However, you know what? You know what I should do, guys? I should remind you that, boom, check this out. I'm an affiliate for this new documentary called Slasher Trash, and it's from the people over at Creator VC. They are the people behind the In Search of Darkness documentary series. Now, Slasher Trash is about trashy, gritty, grimy, late 70s and 80s slasher films. And it's going to be a 4-hour documentary that celebrates all of these films. And there's a whole bunch of really cool opportunities to support this film. In fact, if you guys use this link that I'm going to drop into the chat, if you use this affiliate link and you either purchase a hard copy or you do a digital purchase or whatever, no matter what you purchase, you're going to get your name in the credits. And if you use that link that I just put in the chat, it helps out the channel. I get a little 20% commission on it. So it's really nice to, you know, to have that opportunity. And I look forward to continuing to work with Creator VC in the future as they reach out for projects. It was a really flattering thing and, you know, very humbling and sweet. You know, the woman Jenna that reached out to me, I was like, I'm totally cool with this, but I'm like, how'd you find out about my channel? Because it's such a small channel. And she was like, well, I found your channel because I just recently got this job and I've been looking for, like, I've been actively searching out content creators and I thought you would be good for this. So I don't know how she found me searching around, but I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. What a cool opportunity. So yeah, guys, if you if this is going to be something that you're going to want to purchase this anyways, if you use that link that I put in the chat there that I pinned, it will help out the channel. So I appreciate you guys just even considering it. Again, it's not anything that's required, just like the super chat goals and all that stuff. I'm still going to be doing what I do here. But it is nice when, you know, when this sort of, I put a lot of time and effort into the channel, and it is nice to get a little something back, a little side hustle cash for sure. Let's see what else we got. You know, is the goal still going? I don't even know, Erica. It might be expired now. Oh, 36 minutes. No, we have plenty of time. Okay. In Search of Death Ray. Yes, she... Yeah, guys, did you guys hit the like button? If you haven't, make sure you hit that like button and show the channel and the stream some love, and maybe we'll get some more new folks jumping on in here. But I think that's all I've got for news right now. Let me go back on over. Yeah. There's actually one more news story I could bring up. Did you guys hear about the Daphne Keane movie coming out with Nick Frost in it called Whistle? Have you guys heard of this? I watched the trailer last week and I thought it looked, I don't know, Daphne Keane, for whatever reason, she was such a strong performer in Logan, where I was just like, I'm interested in following her career because she's got some good chops. We could talk about that. I could show that off if you guys haven't seen it already. And then a little bit of Osgood Perkins talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I guess we could cover that a little bit too. I don't know. Do you guys want a couple more quick news stories here while we hang out on a late night? Why the heck not, right? Right? I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Still have both my thumbs, so I definitely hit the like. There you go. Okay, let's go ahead and jump back on over here. There we go. And this is, I just thought I'd show this really quick too. This is from Shelby Oaks. Kind of creepy. You should be so proud of her. Yeah, Neon Man, they really know what to do. They really know how to get that enigma going and to keep things, you know, just ambiguous enough to where you want to know more. But let me see here. I'm going to go on over. There we go. I'm going to do that. And then let me do this. Let's see here. Trailer for... There we go. Don't need to overthink it, Davey. Trailer for Whistle released. There it is. Okay, guys, so last week we got this trailer that dropped for a movie called Whistle starring Daphne Keane. It's kind of got a little bit of that walking sim sort of horror vibe, like, hey, if you use this thing or if you touch this thing or whatever, then, you know, something horrible is going to happen to you is kind of the vibe I'm getting, the quick and dirty on the trailer. But what I wanted to do was go through this article here, written by Megan Navarro of Bloody Disgusting, and then we can check out the trailer together. And I thought that could be kind of fun. So the headline here reads, Whistle teaser, Daphne Keane summons death curse in new horror from The Nun filmmaker. And it goes on to say, the Nun director Colin? The article goes on to say, the Nun director Corin Hardy is back with cursed object horror movie Whistle, and a brand new teaser gives us a closer look at the supernatural carnage unleashed from an ancient Aztec death whistle. Whistle has been rated R for strong violent content, gore, drug content, and some language, and will be released in theaters in 2026. The new teaser withholds the full scope of the horror, but does set up some interesting kills and supernatural set pieces. Watch below. And it goes on to say, the high school horror movie centered around an Aztec death whistle known for its shrieking sound stars Daphne Keane, Sophie Nelise, Sky Gang, Percy Hines White, and Nick Frost. And in Whistle, quote, a misfit group of unwitting high school students stumble upon a cursed object, an ancient Aztec death whistle. They discover that blowing the whistle and the terrifying sound it emits will summon their future deaths to hunt them down. As the body count rises, the friends investigate the origins of the deadly artifact in a desperate effort to stop the horrifying chain of events that they have set in motion. The film was written by Owen Edgerton, adapted from his own short story. So that's actually pretty cool. And it's produced by David Gross for No Trace Camping and Macdara Keller, or Kalayer, there we go, for Wild Atlantic Pictures with Black Bear handling international sales. So yeah, the article continues here, but let's go ahead and check out the trailer here. Man, Daphne Keane, she just looks all friggin' grown up. I feel so old. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and pause the music here. I know Logan came out quite a while ago, so I know it's been a while. And I saw her in, she's in Deadpool and Wolverine. But yeah, here we go. Let's check out the teaser for Whistle.
It's here. What's here?
If you hear the whistle scream, dying is not a choice.
Of course I keep on fucking up. Yeah. I'm having a good night, as I'm sure you can tell, guys. I muted myself during the trailer because I didn't want any of the background noise to seep in. So I guess I'm just gonna have to say all of that over again. Terrible. I should just cut the stream short right now. I shouldn't have jumped back into the news. I should have just ran away as far as possible. But yeah, guys, that is the teaser trailer for Whistle, starring Daphne Keane and Nick Frost. And yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think in the live chat. You know, what kind of vibes you're picking up from this trailer. I'm getting a little bit of like a Final Destination kind of vibe with the, you know, death coming to get you, but also walking sim sort of vibe, like Smile or The Ring or It Follows, which I haven't seen, but I know what it's about. But also even like the guy getting thrown around the room and everything. Very A Nightmare on Elm Street kind of vibes there. So let me know in the live chat what you think of the trailer. And if you're watching this after the fact, jump on into the comments section. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're going to be covering horror, movie, and TV show news, and you don't want to miss a damn thing. Okay, how's that? I'm sure you guys could hear me that time around. Good fucking Christ. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not. Don't give me praise when I suck. I can't do it. Yeah, pretty bad. That's why I make the big bucks, you know? Yeah. I wish there were just a button, a really quick, just like explode the stream button. Blow up this stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Yeah, and it is, you know, it is such a tease. I guess like for me, like when I saw the trailer the first time, it was just on my phone, it was on Twitter, and man, people were being really mean. They're like, oh, this is definitely coming out in January. I was like, oh, you guys, don't be so mean. I just wish with horror movies they'd stop doing that neck crack, body crack thing. I feel that. Yeah, they do that way too much. Yes, they do it way too much. Outside of like doing it in The Evil Dead, just stop doing it, because The Evil Dead like created that shit. Ben says, I'm into it. It looks like a popcorn flick. Yeah, very much. Yeah. I mean, if you got, hopefully Nick Frost isn't like killed within the first like 20 minutes or whatever, because I think he's pretty damn good, and I think Daphne Keane's got chops. So if some of the other performers, you know, we see so little here, but if some of the other performers are rocking and rolling in here, this could be a fun little movie. Hopefully it's not 2 hours and 15 minutes long. Exactly. Blow up your video, AC/DC. Yeah, just friggin' pull something out and it just Davey has blown up. He is now deceased. Okay, let's see here. We got one more news story for you. Let's see here. Okay, guys. Here we go. Are you ready for this shit? So, we all know that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is currently looking for a new home. There's been talks of JT Molnar, I think is the right name, and Glenn Powell. Of course, I've heard about Jordan Peele's production company, putting in a bid, and Osgood Perkins has also, been mixed into this whole conversation as well. So we have this article here by Alex DiVincenzo of Bloody Disgusting that says Osgood Perkins talks Leatherface and updates on his Texas Chainsaw Massacre involvement. So this is just a little something that dropped at the end of July. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this, and I know that this franchise, it certainly has its fans, but I think a lot of us and correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat, or if you're watching this after the fact, jump on into the comments. A lot of times, like with me, I really like the first movie and I like the remake. Like I like those quite a bit. And then the others, I'm just sort of And it seems like a lot of folks with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, they've got like 2 or 3 movies they really like and could sort of take or leave the others. So I am very curious to know what a full-on reboot could entail and what kind of direction it could, you know, reboot the franchise in, you know, maybe rebuild the foundation of the franchise. So let's jump into the article here. It starts by saying, last month it was reported that Longlegs director Osgood Perkins is among the heavy hitters interested in tackling the next installment in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. During Neon's The Next Wave of Horror panel at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, a fan asked if Perkins would cast a neurodivergent actor as Leatherface, since many viewers read the character as being on the autism spectrum. If, of course, he's actually involved in the next installment. And let's see here. The quote from Osgood Perkins says, "My producing partners and I, we went down a path with Texas Chainsaw. To be honest with you, I don't know what's happening with it, but we were certainly in the conversation for it. What's lovely about these people who own the rights, it's the original writer, Kim Hankel, is that they really care about Leatherface." And Oz Perkins continues by saying, "There's a fondness about his character and the idea that he saw bad things when he was younger, and because he is neurodivergent, he had his difficulties processing, and that's what turned him into, quote, a monster." It goes back to Frankenstein or wherever you want to be with monsters that are usually the misunderstood sensitive type. I think your idea is beautiful. I don't see any reason why not. And the filmmaker also shared a funny anecdote about his experience. He said, quote, "The rights holders provided us with a guidebook that they had put together. These are the things that we think are important. These are the things we'd love to see. These are the things we don't like, so on and so forth. And one of the things was Leatherface should never have a love interest. My partners and I were like, well, now you've said it." Other names who have reportedly met with Texas Chainsaw, here we go. Reps Verve include Jordan Peele, JT Molnar, Glenn Powell, and Taylor Sheridan. At this time, nobody, Perkins included, is officially attached to helm the next installment. Stay tuned for more. And then we got this lovely shot of TCM2, which I wish I liked more, but I can't get with it. But I'm curious to know what you guys think in the live chat. Who do you want to see take on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Are you just over this franchise and don't need any more of it? Let me know in the live chat or jump on into the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. Of course, remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because as the Leatherface news continues to pour in, we will be covering that and so much more here right on the channel. Okay, guys, man, I struggled to get through that one too. I'm having this is a bad night. This is a bad Davey night. Let me see here. Osgood and TCM, I don't know. Not down for that. All right. Feels like he'd ruin it. Will Nicolas Cage play Leatherface? Then I'd be down. Might be too old for that. Yeah, the OG's that's the one. I am not an expert, so I guess I'm not the person to try to answer that question, because I don't want to, get things wrong. But it does certainly seem even in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it does seem like there is, something going on with Leatherface that isn't quote unquote normal. You know what I mean? It does seem like, I don't know if they're trying to insinuate that it's more of like an inbreeding thing because these are like hillbilly folks or what, but it does seem like something is going on with Leatherface that's different. Yes. Fede Alvarez, Eli Roth, or dare I say Rob Zombie? Yeah, Rob Zombie could do it because he basically already did with House of a Thousand Corpses is essentially a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I don't need any more of it, but of course there will be more of it. To be honest, we don't need more, but if we get more, then I definitely don't think Oz is a good fit. All right. Yeah, and I don't know. I guess Glenn Powell would just be like a producer and maybe be in the movie. I don't think he would play Leatherface, but he would probably be in there in some way. We are so incredibly close, Eli. Where are we at now? Are we still 9 away? 9 times. 8 away. We are 8 subscribers away, people. That is amazing. How about that? Holy cow. We got 21 people watching. Please make sure you hit that like button. Ben says, I can see I don't need more, but I know I'll be there day one watching. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you, especially with the AMC A-list. I'll definitely be, you know, none of the filmmakers that they've announced do I feel negatively about. I really like Oz as a creator. Like, I really, really dig his stuff. So I'm a fan of his. Now, whether or not he's like a good fit is a totally different conversation. But I mean, Taylor Sheridan, like, that could be really interesting, you know? Somebody that's from Texas, that would be cool. Yeah, I think it's just the silly tone of the movie. I would rather that Texas Chainsaw Massacre be more serious. So it's like TCM 2 and The Next Generation. They've just got this tone that I don't know. Well, yeah, I looked up and I was like, whoa, 21 people are hanging out. It's been a pretty consistent. I don't know if we've reached the numbers we reached, you know, during the weekend as far as the peak goes, but we've had a really consistent group here tonight. So thank you guys so much for kicking it with us all here on the Davey Death Ray channel. You guys are awesome. And yeah, I guess I'll probably go like another 10 minutes, guys. It doesn't look like we're going to reach our super chat goal, which is totally A-okay. But I've certainly got some stuff that I could work on for the channel, you know, just once the stream is over. So yeah, I'll probably go till 11 o'clock my time here, and then put in some hours of work afterwards. Objectively, Osgood could give a really ominous, grim tone to a TCM film. That's sort of the way I feel. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do it earlier. Yeah, I think that's what I think is I think he would give a totally different feel. And that might be a way for people that are like, oh, I'm so over this franchise, I just don't care. You know, to give something that really is a different feel. Oh, yeah. No, you guys are amazing. 8 away. We are 8 away from 1,600. It took forever to go from 1,400 to 1,500. So I can't believe how quickly we've gotten to where we're at right now. And once I, you know, cut together these new videos and start putting together content for the spooky season, I'm really hoping to see, it would be incredible. I mean, I know it's a super lofty goal. I'm going to set the goal for myself, and I'm not going to be upset if we don't reach it. But I think it would be awesome to hit 2K by Halloween. Would be really cool. And ultimately, that's on me to do more creative, like pre-recorded content. So, you know, Paula threw out the idea earlier of doing a tier maker ranking of Halloween candy. Halloween candy or snacks. That could be a fun little bit on a live stream where we rank, you know, the different candies and everything. Fun little innocent time with you guys. I'm also thinking about doing, yeah, like 5 reasons why Halloween 4 is mid as fuck. Stuff like that, except for I'm not going to put fuck in the title, but you guys know what I'm getting at. Let's see here. I hate to ask, you can kick me out, but can one of the mods post my channel link? Yeah, we don't need to kick you out for that. What month does Halloween candy come out? Late August or well, it sounds like it might already be out there because I think, Ben, weren't you saying that you had already picked up candy corn? So I think the candy might be live right now, just depending on where you go. Back to Halloween traditions. On Halloween night, we give out candy to trick-or-treaters, and I watch the OG Halloween and Halloween 2. Ooh, little back-to-back. Double feature. It's like it's one big sexy movie. I love it. I love it. There you go. Eli's got you, Paula. Yeah, there you go. Dollar General. So there you go, Chester. I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I don't know what big name grocery stores you have out here, but I'm pretty sure at like the Fry's grocery and like the Safeways and Walmart and stuff out here, I would not be surprised if they already have Halloween candy. I've made the mistake like the last couple years, like first week of October, I go to pick up Halloween candy and it's like there's like nothing there. Like they don't restock it once you're actually in October. They're like, we're already getting ready for Christmas, so we don't have any more of that Halloween candy. Trick or Treat is Ben's Halloween watch. There we go. Maybe it's candy corn that didn't sell last year. Oh man, it would be so good though. You just put it in some milk and let it soften up. Oh goodness me. Yeah, I don't know, guys. What do you guys want to see from me for spooky season? Do you guys like franchise ranking videos? Like not the tier maker ranking, but just literally ranking a franchise within itself. I'm curious to know. And I'm trying to think, I'm like, did I do a Halloween ranking or just a Halloween tier maker? I think I just did a tier maker one. I don't think I did an actual like ranking of the Halloween movies. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? That's got to be crazy. What about that, guys? What if I did a ranking? Oh, no, wait. I did do one. Okay. 9 months ago. Okay, there it is. And I did a live franchise. Okay, so I did a tier maker that was a live one. Okay. Well, there you guys go. Okay, so you already have it. So not going to do that. Or maybe I should revisit it. I don't know. Maybe something's changed. Maybe. Tales from the... I did say, so Eli, I did mention on Hit the Bricks, I am going to be... So I got through the first season of... Eli sent me like the first 4 or 5 seasons of Tales from the Crypt on DVD. And I did a review series of the first season. And now I'm going to be moving into the second season. And I mentioned that on Hit the Bricks because I've been thinking about it for a little bit. And I'm like, okay, guy, it's time to actually jump back in and restart that review series. So I'm going to try my best to do one a week. I need you guys to hold me to it. I love Tales from the Crypt, and I think it would be fun to jump back into that for sure. I think the tier streams are fun because you can link everyone in and they can participate. Absolutely, yeah. Davey Death Ray EP rating 7 out of 10, solid 7. Thank you so much, Prince. I appreciate that. Question, I just watched a movie called Uncle Peckerhead about a band on the road with monster elements. As a person who has been in a band, what is the best band horror movie in your opinion? Oh man, I don't even know how many I've seen. Best band horror movie. I mean, Black Roses is really good. I enjoy that one quite a bit. Trying to think of what are some of the other ones. There was one that I just had in my head and it totally slipped through. This isn't about a band, but I love the band that's in From Dusk Till Dawn. I love that they like play such a big role in that movie. And again, I know it's not about them, but you know, they have such a bigger feature than most bands do in horror movies. I guess there's a band in Jennifer's Body, the satanic band that turned Jennifer into the monster, although it's not really about them. Maybe I should check out Uncle Peckerhead. Is it good? Let's see here. See, I haven't seen any of those. Yeah, the Foo Fighters movie, I should check that out. Green Room, I really should check that out because I'm a big punk rock guy. I do love Anton Yelchin, rest in peace. And isn't Ben Kingsley in that movie too? Never seen Lords of Chaos. I need to watch more of these. I need to watch more movies. I mean, I've watched more movies this year than I have in the previous like 10 years of my life. Maybe not combined, but the last 4 or 5 years of my life combined, probably, like watching new movies. So I definitely need to spend more time doing that for sure. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for keeping up with that, Erica. I always play my Halloween music from my Halloween playlist while passing out candy as Michael Myers. The little kids are always afraid. You know, I have kids that come up that are dressed as Michael Myers. It's really cool. I get pictures with them. We kill each other. It's a lot of fun. Davey Deathray, Deep of the Back Wall for Spooky. Alfred Hitchcock Presents, the precursor to Twilight Zone. Yeah, I like Alfred Hitchcock Presents. I watched that as a kid. I love the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone is one of my favorite shows of all time. Deathgasm, Trick or Treat. Yeah, Trick or Treat. That's another good one. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Maybe I like Black Roses more than I like Trick or Treat? I think I might. I think I might have enjoyed Black Roses more. Yeah. Start watching Jaws ripoffs and rank them. That would be, ooh, yeah. Maybe I should start watching them now and do like a big shark ripoff, Jaws ripoff thing like next summer. Like keep on, like watch as many as I can. And, you know, when we hit like late May, early June, do a Jaws ripoff video. Yeah. Let's see here. It seems like it would be pretty funny, right? Those guys all seem like they have good senses of humor. Not trying to be a pest, bro. When are you going to watch Kill List? Oh, yeah. No, you're all good. It's so funny. It came up on a What Culture video that I watched last night. I was like, oh, shoot, Kill List. Let me see. Okay, it is on Tubi. Like and watch it tonight. 78% on Just Watch, 3.8 out of 5 on Shudder. Okay. 6.4 on IMDb. That tracks. They're usually not as nice to more horror-driven stuff. Okay. Wow, not even $1 million on the budget. Okay. All right. I will watch it. I'll watch it tonight, Gaz. Yes, thank you for the reminder. Appreciate you, bud. And thank you for the New Zealand 20 bucker. Yeah. Seen Green Room, it's worth a watch. Don't consider it in the horror genre. Okay. Tenacious D is great. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would consider it horror, but I do love Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. That's a great stoner movie for sure. The Menu. Okay. You've been telling me to watch that one for a little bit, huh, Eli? I do love Anya Taylor-Joy. She's a really good actress and beautiful in such a unique way. Yeah, that's a must-watch, right? Trick or Treat 07. Yeah. So good. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, Erica. Really appreciate you. And I hope you have lovely, lovely dreams that are, you know, just go ahead and put on Terrifier 2 to just let yourself chill out and, you know, have some lovely dreams of art. You know, literally pouring the salt on people's wounds. And we'll see you next time around. Thank you so much, Erica. You rock. M from Horror should be on What Culture. I subbed to them for so long and then I got off that train and then I've been watching them lately because sometimes I do just want something that's like, just give me a top 10. I don't have to think about anything. They talk about like the same movies all the time. Like how many times do they bring up The Wicker Man? It's like you could play like a drinking game. The Wicker Man, Brahms 2, The Boy or whatever, about the boy doll. There's like these movies where it's like, oh my God, they're talking about this movie again. It's crazy. All right. It is 11 o'clock. I think that's going to do it for me here. Favorite story from Trick or Treat is The Principal. Oh yeah, Dylan. What's that actor's name? Dylan Baker, I think, the guy that played Kirk Connors in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Green Room is tense. It's definitely horror adjacent at the very least. Yeah, it is tough. Some of those movies, even like with Strange Darling, it's like Strange Darling isn't. It's like there's like elements that are like horrific. And it's like maybe a little more of a thriller, but I see people talk about Strange Darling as like a horror movie, you know, and it's like, I guess, you know, like I don't think specifically. Even Companion, like, is Companion really? I mean, it has a couple moments like that, but to me, Companion, I was like, it reminded me of like the Terminator, like a Terminator movie, not necessarily the first one, which is the most horror one, but like it just kind of reminded me of like a sci-fi thriller. But at the same time, these things, it's like they're so blended. Jaws, some people say Jaws is a horror movie. I wouldn't necessarily classify it as that, but I'm not going to say you're wrong. Like it's horror enough. I think it's so much more than that. I think it's, but yeah, it is interesting. Sometimes it's like the feel that a movie gives you, Yeah, Countdown channels are fun. They're pros over there, They got a nice tight little project or product. Have a good one, Jay. It's been awesome. Love's companion. There you go. Ashton is out. I am out as well, I suppose, guys. Yeah, 11 o'clock. It's been a good 2 hours. We've had fun. I really appreciate you guys letting me know what your favorite movies during spooky season, activities, favorite candy. We got to talk about that. That was a blast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out while I covered the news and stumbled my way through that one with numerous mistakes. Wow, I was really on one. Tomorrow should be even better. And yeah, we'll do this again. We'll do another late night stream tomorrow, guys. So keep an eye out for that. Really got to say thank you to the Patreon members and the YouTube channel members, as well as our amazing group of Death Squad mods. You guys are absolutely incredible. I love all of you guys. Shout out to Joel from Darkroom Reviews for the $2 super chat. And whether or not this was your first time hanging out here or you've been here for months or gosh, I guess now I can say years because the channel has existed for years. Just thank you so much for all of your support. We're so close to hitting that $1,600 sub mark, which would be incredible. Hopefully we'll get there soon. And yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow night. But until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take